Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
It's great to be back.
Today we're going to be looking at Zepbound.
Yeah,
It's
Zepbound.
also known as tirzepatide.
Right.
And if you are getting ready for the UPSC Mains exam,
Yes.
this is one you're really going to want to take notes on because health topics are a big part of that syllabus.
Absolutely.
Zepbound was initially used to treat type 2 diabetes and obesity. But get this,
Okay.
it's now showing some serious potential for treating obstructive sleep apnea.
OLSA.
Yeah.
That's right. It's pretty amazing how this seemingly niche discovery
Right.
actually connects to a lot of broader health trends that we're seeing,
Yeah.
particularly with, obesity on the rise globally.
For sure.
And this is exactly the kind of development that UPSC examiners might ask about on the mains exam, where they challenge you to connect these scientific breakthroughs to their social and policy implications.
Okay, so let's break down OSA
Yeah.
for those who may need a refresher.
A refresh.
We all know snoring can be annoying, but OSA is more than just that, right?
It's way more than just snoring.
Yeah.
It is a serious sleep disorder where your throat muscles relax too much during sleep,
Okay.
and they actually block your airway.
Oh, wow.
And this causes pauses in breathing.
Really?
Yeah, and these pauses can last for seconds or even minutes,
Oh, my gosh.
leading to disrupted sleep,
Yeah,
daytime fatigue,
of course.
and long-term health risks like cardiovascular problems.
Wow.
Yeah, serious stuff.
Yeah, I remember from the research that there's a really strong link between obesity and OSA.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Could you unpack that a bit more for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Over 50% of OSA patients are obese.
Wow.
That's more than half.
That's a lot.
Think about it this way. Excess weight,
Good.
particularly around the neck and abdomen,
Uh-huh.
can physically obstruct the airway during sleep.
Oh, I see.
Imagine trying to breathe through a partially blocked straw.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what's happening with OSA.
Oh, wow. So it's almost like your own body is working against you,
Exactly.
making it harder to breathe while you sleep.
Precisely.
That's scary.
It is a little bit scary, but
Yeah.
this is where things get really interesting,
Okay.
especially for our UPSC aspirants out there.
Right.
The traditional go-to treatment for OSA is a CPAP machine,
Okay.
continuous positive airway pressure.
Okay.
It's basically a mask you wear at night
Right.
that delivers pressurized air to keep your airway open.
Oh.
Now, while it is effective, a lot of people find it uncomfortable and they struggle to use it consistently,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which is
Which is a major challenge.
the major challenge because consistency is key
Yeah, for sure.
for any treatment to work.
Exactly.
That's why the arrival of Zepbound is such a big deal.
Okay.
It's the first FDA-approved drug specifically for OSA,
Wow.
and it works by targeting the underlying issue of excess weight.
So let's talk Zepbound.
Let's talk Zepbound.
How does it actually work
How does it work?
to address OSA?
So Zepbound
Yeah.
activates receptors for hormones that regulate appetite and food intake.
Okay.
It was initially designed for diabetes and obesity,
Right.
but the weight loss it triggers also significantly improves OSA symptoms.
Okay.
And here's the kicker.
Okay.
Some studies suggest Zepbound might even strengthen airway muscles directly.
Wait, so it's not just about the weight loss.
It's not just about the weight loss.
It's actually working on multiple levels.
It seems to be.
Like-
It's like a two-pronged attack on OSA.
Okay.
First, it helps people shed those extra pounds that contribute to airway blockage.
Right.
Second, it potentially strengthens those crucial airway muscles,
Yeah, okay.
making them less likely to collapse during sleep.
So it's a more holistic approach to treating OSA,
Exactly.
addressing multiple underlying factors rather than just managing symptoms.
Precisely.
I like it.
And this is where it gets really relevant
Okay.
for our UPSC aspirants.
Right.
Think about the policy implications. Could Zepbound lead to a shift in how we approach OSA treatment and prevention?
That's a great question.
Could it prompt initiatives that promote healthy lifestyles and weight management?
Wow.
It's definitely food for thought.
This is some seriously groundbreaking stuff.
It is.
It's like a domino effect with one discovery
Mhm.
potentially leading to a cascade of positive changes in healthcare.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
for those of you studying for the UPSC mains, remember connecting these dots between scientific advancements and their potential societal impact is key to acing those exams.
Yes, absolutely.
So important.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's quickly recap what we've learned so far.
All right.
We've established that OSA is a serious sleep disorder, often linked to obesity.
Right.
Traditional treatments like CPAP machines,
Uh-huh.
while effective, can be challenging for many.
Definitely.
And now with Zepbound, we have a new non-invasive option that tackles both weight loss and airway muscle strength,
It's exciting.
making it a potential game changer in the fight against OSA.
It really is a potential game changer.
It is.
What's particularly exciting is that Zepbound was initially developed for diabetes and obesity treatment.
Right.
Its success in treating OSA raises some really interesting questions about its broader applications.
For sure.
Could its impact on weight loss lead to improvements in other conditions linked to obesity?
Those are some really thought-provoking questions
They are.
that we'll delve into further in part 2 of this deep dive.
Yes, we will.
But before you move on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button,
Please do.
like this episode,
Yes.
and share it with anyone who might find this information valuable. Spread the word. We'll see you in part 2.
See you then. Welcome back to our deep dive into Zepbound and its potential impact on obstructive sleep apnea.
Okay, so, we touched on it briefly in the first part.
We did.
But how does this drug actually work?
Yeah. How does it work?
Especially, for those of you preparing for the UPSC mains,
Right.
understanding the how is just as important as the what.
It is very important.
So let's unpack it further.
Absolutely. So Zepbound works by mimicking the action of two hormones that are naturally produced in our gut, GLP-1 and GIP.
Okay.
These hormones play a crucial role in regulating appetite and blood sugar levels.
So by activating the receptors for these hormones,
Yes.
Zepbound is essentially tricking the body
It is.
into feeling fuller,
Right.
leading to, reduced food intake and weight loss.
Precisely.
Right.
But here's the fascinating part.
Okay.
Researchers believe Zepbound might also have some direct effects on the muscles involved in breathing.
Hold on, really?
Yeah.
So it's not just about shrinking that belly fat.
It's not just about the belly fat.
There's more to the story.
There's more to it.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
There's growing evidence
Okay.
suggesting that Zepbound might actually strengthen the muscles in the upper airway,
Oh, wow.
making them less likely to collapse during sleep.
Okay.
And this could explain why some patients experience significant improvement in their OSA symptoms even before they see substantial weight loss.
Wow, that's remarkable.
It is remarkable.
So it's like Zepbound is hitting OSA from two different angles,
It is.
reducing weight
Yes.
and strengthening those crucial airway muscles.
Exactly. This dual action mechanism Yeah. is what makes it so promising.
It's not just treating the symptoms.
It's not just treating the symptoms.
It's addressing multiple underlying factors
Hmm.
that are contributing to OSA.
Precisely.
Now, for our UPSC aspirants,
Yeah.
imagine the potential policy implication.
Huge policy implications.
If Zepbound proves to be as effective as early studies suggest,
Yeah.
it could revolutionize how we approach OSA treatment and prevention.
Right.
It's not just about individual health.
Bigger than that?
It's about public health policy, too.
Absolutely.
Right.
It could lead to a shift in focus from just managing symptoms to actually tackling the root causes of OSA,
Right.
particularly obesity.
Yeah.
Think about public health initiatives encouraging healthier lifestyles and better weight management. I mean, this could be a game changer on a societal level.
So let's talk about the evidence.
Yeah, let's look at the evidence.
What kind of research
What kind of research?
backs up these claims about Zepbound's effectiveness in treating OSA?
So several clinical trials have been conducted,
Ah.
and one notable study,
Right.
published in the New England Journal of Medicine,
Okay.
involved over 500 participants with moderate to severe OSA.
Wow, that's a lot.
They were randomly assigned to receive either Zepbound or placebo for 52 weeks.
Okay. And what were the results?
There was,
Did Zepbound actually make a difference?
they were pretty impressive.
Okay.
Participants who received Zepbound
Yeah.
experienced a significantly greater reduction in their AHI scores compared to the placebo group.
Now, just to clarify for those who may not be familiar,
Yes.
AHI stands for Apnea-Hypopnea Index,
Yes.
which is basically a measure of how severe your sleep apnea is.
Correct.
The lower the score, the better.
The lower the better.
Okay.
So in this study, the Zepbound group saw their AHI scores drop by an average of 11.5 points,
Wow.
while the placebo group only saw a reduction of 3.7 points.
That's a huge difference.
That is a huge difference.
That's certainly compelling evidence.
It is.
But before we get too carried away,
Yeah.
we need to talk about the potential downsides.
Of course.
Were there any side effects reported in these studies?
Like any medication.
Right.
Zepbound does come with some potential side effects.
Okay.
The most commonly reported ones were gastrointestinal in nature,
Okay.
such as nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting.
So not exactly life-threatening,
Not life-threatening,
but definitely something to be aware of.
something to be aware of.
Were these side effects severe or long-lasting?
They were generally mild to moderate,
Okay.
And they tended to subside over time as the body adjusted to the medication.
Okay.
However, as always, it's essential to consult with your doctor
Yeah.
if you experience any concerning side effects.
Absolutely. It's always best to err on the side of caution and get professional medical advice.
For sure.
Before we jump into the broader implications of Zepbound in Part 3,
Okay.
let's quickly recap what we've covered so far.
So we explored how Zepbound mimics gut hormones to regulate appetite and potentially strengthen airway muscles.
Right.
We also discussed those promising clinical trial results.
Yes.
Showing significant improvement in AHI scores among OSA patients taking Zepbound.
Right.
And finally, we touched upon some potential side effects.
Yeah.
And the importance of consulting with a healthcare professional.
All crucial points,
Crucial points.
especially for our UPSC aspirants.
Right.
Remember, connected
Yeah.
the dots between the scientific research, the treatment outcomes, and the potential policy implications
Yes.
is key to demonstrating a deep understanding of these topics.
It really is key.
And now, get ready for Part 3, where we'll discuss the broader implications of this discovery and explore what the future might hold for OSA treatment.
Exciting stuff.
Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into fascinating topics.
We'll see you in Part 3.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Zepbound. We've covered how it works, its effectiveness in treating OSA, and even touch on some potential side effects.
Right.
Now let's zoom out and consider the big picture.
Big picture.
What could Zepbound success mean for the future of sleep medicine and public health? Especially for all you UPSC aspirants out there.
Yeah, this isn't just about a new drug.
No.
It's about a potential paradigm shift
Okay.
in how we understand and treat a condition that affects millions globally.
Millions.
And for those of you prepping for those UPSC mains,
Yes.
this is where you can really shine by connecting those dots between the science and the policy.
Okay, so let's connect the dots. What kind of ripple effects could we see if Zepbound becomes a widely adopted treatment for OSA?
Well, think about the burden
Okay.
that OSA places on healthcare systems.
Okay.
People needing CPAP machines. Sometimes they face hospitalizations due to complications.
Oh, wow.
If Zepbound proves to be a safe and effective long-term solution,
Yeah.
it could significantly reduce that burden.
Okay.
Fewer CPAPs, fewer hospital visits, that means cost savings,
Wow.
and better resource allocation.
That's huge.
That's a huge win for public health policy.
And it's not just about the economic impact.
No.
Imagine the improvement in quality of life
Exactly.
for OSA sufferers.
Finally getting a good night's sleep.
Right.
That means more energy, sharper thinking.
Of course.
And even a lower risk of other health problems
Right.
that are associated with sleep deprivation.
And let's not forget the potential impact on obesity rates.
Oh, huge.
If Zepbound helps people reach and maintain a healthy weight,
Right.
we could see a decline in obesity-related conditions,
Absolutely.
like heart disease, stroke, and some types of cancer.
All of that.
It's like a chain reaction of positive outcomes.
It really is.
This almost sounds too good to be true. But you mentioned earlier that Zepbound isn't a magic bullet.
It's not a magic bullet.
It can't solve everything on its own right.
You still need those lifestyle changes.
Right.
Like exercise and a balanced diet.
Those are still crucial.
They're crucial. Zepbound should be seen as part of a comprehensive approach to health,
Okay.
not a replacement for those healthy habits.
That's a crucial point,
It is.
especially for policymakers.
Yes.
It's tempting to think that a new drug can solve everything.
It's very tempting.
But it takes a multifaceted approach
It does.
to truly address complex public health challenges like obesity and OSA.
Absolutely. And that's a key takeaway for our UPSC listeners.
Yes.
Understanding the nuances, the benefits, the limitations,
Right.
the ethical considerations, all of that is crucial for making informed decisions about public health policy.
Before we wrap up, I want to circle back to a question that you raised earlier.
Okay.
You said that Zepbound's success in treating OSA
Yeah.
could open doors to exploring its use for other obesity-related conditions. Can you expand on that?
Well, obesity is linked to a whole host of health problems.
Right.
Heart disease, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers,
Wow.
even mental health issues.
Really?
If Zepbound effectively tackles obesity,
Yeah.
it could have a positive ripple effect
Okay.
on these other conditions too.
So we're talking about potentially managing a whole range of illnesses with one drug.
Potentially.
That's a pretty big deal.
It is a big deal, but it's still early days.
Of course.
We need more research to
Uh-huh.
understand Zepbound's long-term effects and its full potential,
Yeah.
but the initial findings are incredibly promising.
It's a reminder that science is constantly evolving,
It is.
bringing us closer to solutions for some of our toughest health challenges.
Absolutely. And as we conclude this deep dive,
Yes.
I encourage you to stay curious, stay informed,
Stay informed.
and engage in these conversations.
Absolutely.
New discoveries like Zepbound remind us that there's always hope for a healthier future.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Zepbound. We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking.
We did.
If you're prepping for the UPSC Mains, remember to connect the dots between those scientific breakthroughs and their policy implications. And for everyone else, don't forget to subscribe, like this episode, and share it with anyone who might find this information valuable. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those great questions.
See you next time.